We are starting. I need a thumbs up from somebody. I hope I'm very clear. Can I get a thumbs up from someone? Hello? Right, thank you. So I welcome all of you. I think all of others will find us along the way. And we can start right now. So I welcome all of us to this virtual class on this 30th day of November 2013. And I'm the host. I'm your host, and I'm called Sarah. I'm a career mentor. I'm a project management consultant, as well as a trainer. I train in scheduling and project planning tools. So the objective of this meeting is to offer career mentorship as well as continuous professional development and exchange of knowledge and skills and experiences from our guest speakers. Okay. So the objective of this meeting will be reflected by our guest speakers, whom I'm going to introduce right away. With us here, I have Mr. Fayaz Firoz. He's right with us already. Firoz, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Firoz. May I hear from you? Secondly, I wish also to welcome Miss Andrea. Miss Andrea is right here with us also.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for inviting me.
Miss Andrea, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, Miss Andrea, how are you? Are you getting me clearly?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you?
Yes.
I need to hear your voice.
Yeah, you can.
Are
Can you can hear me?
How are you? Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay, here is evening. It's actually 6:18 GMT plus 3 hours. So I'm inside and it's a bit darkish. But I hope you're hearing me, okay?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Right.
Right.
So Miss Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today. Then Mr. Neibat Rabushaija is not yet here. He told me he's held up somewhere, but he'll be joining us shortly. Okay. So right away, I wish to welcome Miss Andrea. Miss Andrea is a soft skills and emotional intelligence coach, and she'll be discussing with us why we need soft skills to optimize performance. Reflecting our theme of today, harnessing soft skills, the skills of project planners that unlock the success of projects. So Miss Andrea, come and talk to us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, good.
I'm super ready.
Talk to us.
Can you please allow me to share the screen so I can
Sorry?
share? Can you can you make me co-host so I can share the screen?
It's okay. You can share a screen if you have. It's okay.
No, I can't. I can't because I'm not. I'm not allowed because you need to allow me to do it. Otherwise, I have this announcement that says I cannot share.
Okay.
You
Sarah,
have to make me co-host.
Yes, please.
Sarah, in the bottom of the screen, you see share screen icon, and there is a option for permission. You give permission to many people. If you give permission, then Andrea can share her screen. Do you find the icon, share screen icon, in the bottom of the screen?
Firoz, May you excuse me once again?
Sarah, do you get the share
please.
screen icon in the bottom of the screen?
Yes, yes.
Just click it
Yes, please.
and give permission to simultaneous sharing.
All right. Is it okay? Can you try it once again?
Andrea, now you can try.
Yes, but no, it's not letting me the same. I have the same message.
You're not able to share?
No.
Have you? Oh.
At this moment, Sarah, you are only allowed to
Yes.
share a screen, but you need to give access to every participant for sharing the screen. If you provide this permission, then Andrea can share her screen. So click the share screen icon and you got two options. Just read the option and choose the right one.
The other thing that you can do is click on my screen on the where you are looking at me, and then you are gonna see 3 points, 3 dots on the right side, and then there is one part that you can say like make Andrea co-host. That's another option besides what Peyes is saying.
You co-host. I'm trying to do it, but I don't know why.
Acha, okay,
If
Sarah.
it's not possible, I can.
Sarah.
Yes, please. Yes.
I reclaim my hostship. Please.
Let's try to reclaim. You first co-host yourself and you try to do it from your side, and we see.
Okay, I am now host. Okay, I give permission to
Try
Sarah.
Yes. Can you try to?
Yes.
Yes, now I can.
Yes, now
awesome.
you can.
Great. Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you so much for inviting me to this very interesting webinar. Well, this is something very brief that I want to tell you what is about soft skills. It's basically a huge skills improvement for improve our communication and our engagement at work. But what are soft skills? Why are they called like this? Do we know what actually soft skills mean? Well, they are the non-technical abilities that help you work well with others in everyday basis in every role in the company. So it's very important. This is not only for salespeople or for people who work in purchase department. It's actually, these skills are the social skills that allow us to communicate better with others and to have better relationships. And not only at work, but it eventually also affects our personal life. So it's something great that we learn to develop, right? So what are the benefits of learning to develop soft skills? Effective collaboration, stronger leadership, increased adaptability, because it's not is same as problems. It's not about avoiding them, because they are going to arrive. Changes always arrive to the company, to the projects. So it's very important that we learn how to manage them, not to try to prevent them, and how to manage them once they arise, right? They also are great to career advancements, because if you want to escalate in another position, or also find different like tasks for your project management and planning, is also great. And of course, it's gonna help us to personal growth. So the soft skills are huge world. There are many soft skills, but the one that I specialize, because I feel they are the most important ones, are active listening, conflict resolution, flexibility, and time management. Okay. And what are the tools that we use to, what I used to teach this about these soft skills? Self-awareness, mindfulness, and emotional intelligence. So let me explain you a little bit how this goes. When I talk about self-awareness, is because we need to learn about ourselves. How are we going to react? How are we reacting to problems? Which type of personality is the one that we need to be more aware, right? This is why the soft skills is not something that you learn from one day to another, okay? Because it's important to know which challenges I'm going through, and which how is my personality is going to face those problems, right? And what about mindfulness? So mindfulness, usually people, we usually think that mindfulness is only connected with yoga or with meditation, or maybe something just from Buddhism, but it's just actually is part of it, but it's not the whole concept, because mindfulness is to be focused in the present, focus in the right moment. And guys, this has like a huge beneficial for us, because like this we can learn to develop these soft skills better, because if we are present in the moment that someone is talking to us and we are not distracted by other things, then we can avoid the problems, right? Then we can be focused on what is going right now. Or for instance, for time management, we think that multitasking is an ability, and it's actually is not. It's actually a myth, a legend, because there is no such a thing as multitasking. Maybe if we are driving and listening to music, or cutting the tomatoes and listening to a podcast, right? Maybe something very operational. But otherwise, what we do is switching from one task to another. And what it usually could take us 1 hour or 2 hours to resolve is going to take us the whole day or 2 days, because we are not able to sit and to manage that task for that moment, right? And in these times where we have so many distractions, it's very important to realize how important is to be present, or in conversations, because then if we are not present in the conversation, there are misunderstandings, that I thought that she said but she didn't say, or assumptions, which I like to call like this little box in the plants, because when we assume, there is this thing that we don't at the end is gonna bring problems, because maybe I feel too awkward to tell someone from my team and to ask him if he already did this, because I already asked him yesterday, but it's been like I need it for now. But maybe he's doing it, but I don't want to ask him. I assume, right? And maybe he was in another thing that it has nothing to do with you, and then is where our communication skills have to go through that. And then of course the emotional intelligence, some people bring it as just one soft skill, but for me actually the emotional intelligence goes in every soft skill. Why? Because we are human beings and emotions are inevitable, right? They are going to come in every aspect in our life. So for instance, when we give feedback or when we receive feedback, we need to be very aware. It's not about not feeling, right? It's normal if you feel frustration or anger. It's very important to know that this is not about eliminating bad feelings. There is no such a thing like that. It's more about observing them. Okay, I am getting upset because of this, right? So I'm not the idea here is not just to pass over it, like okay, I'm going to eliminate this feeling and I'm gonna move forward. But it's more about, okay, how can I manage this? How can I help this person from my team to understand what he did wrong, but without being rude or feeling like he didn't do a good job, of that I'm not appreciating the time that he put into it, but more learning how to that he says, okay, thank you for telling me what I did wrong, so next time I can do it better. And not like, I hate when this person is telling me this, because he's not evaluating, he's not appreciating my work. So the message can be the same, it's just how we communicate it. And that's why is so important, and it's gonna make a huge difference. So I brought you just a sneak peek of what we do in the workshops. I always start with active listening because, as you can imagine, in a conflict, if you want to manage the conflict, if you want to be a good conflict resolutioner, this is a word, you need to learn to listen, right? Because it seems like something simple, but it's kind of hard, especially when many things are going in our mind and in our environment. Okay, so what is active listening? It's the practice of being fully present and attentive during a conversation to understand the speaker's perspective, seeking clarification when needed, cultivating an effective conversation. And this is very important for everyone who is attending today here, because if you are interested in learning how to plan, planification, it's very important you manage this skill, because then you're going to avoid misunderstanding, and you're going to understand what the other person is going to need. Also, make the other person feel that you are very interested and you care about that person. So in the presentation, I always like to in my content, when I will pass you my link later, I like to always compare all these concepts with real experiences. Like, for instance, when we grow fruit in a tree, in a plant, in the process of growing this plant or this tree, before we get the fruit, this tree is going to go for different challenges, right? For instance, plague and bugs and mosquitoes and different kind of things that we need to learn how to solve it, so the tree can keep growing and so we can get that fruit. And for me, I compare the fruit with the soft skill. So what would be a challenge? What would be this mosquito or this flag, for instance? So one of them, it would be self-dom. So what this means is, for instance, the desire to assert our viewpoint, okay? Reboot to the opposite opinion, okay? Thinking of the solution right before we finish listening the other person. So it's very normal that when we are talking to someone, and that person is giving us a different point of view, and especially if it's something about our expertise, we might feel like challenged, like why this person feels like he knows more than me. And maybe if that person is attacking you, then you're gonna try to take it personal. And and while that person is talking, it maybe tell you something very important that you can bring a solution, you are not listening because you are your emotions are like blocking you and don't let you know how to answer to that person, right? So that led you to interrupting the other person, dismissing the other's idea. So it's also important, okay, I like to call this the zoom out of the situation. Okay, I'm going to zoom out of the situation, and if I'm feeling like this, because I feel that that what that person is saying, it makes me feel very angry, but I totally disagree with that person. Okay, wait a minute, listen to the message, just the message. What is this message trying us to say? It might be something useful. And if we don't agree at all, okay, it's important to take a moment, okay? Because we really need to appreciate that conversation, and that relationship is going to bring us to future benefits, right? And that is going to allow us to fully understand what the other person is trying to say, right? There are other ones besides self-dom, like the distractions of the environment, right? The notifications in our cell phone, that we are talking to that person and we get the notification, and maybe we just look for 3 seconds, right? The other person, but also the other person is gonna feel that you are not actually listening, right? And it's very uncomfortable. So it's important to try to move the cell phone away or turn off all the notifications. It's part of what it is. So in this moment, it's important that if, for instance, okay, that person is saying something that you already want to give your idea, but you don't want to interrupt. So you can take, okay, give me a moment. I need to write down what you are saying. That person is going to feel like, wow, that she's listening. She's interested on what I'm saying. So I'm gonna write down what I think, maybe if I have some questions, and then I will tell that person, okay, you can go on and continue with the moving forward with the conversation. So it's important that it's very probably like cliche this, but it's important to be in the other shoes to understand the perspective. And it's also important to realize if that person is an introvert or an extrovert, okay? And none of this is better than the other one, right? It's just what it is. So maybe for introvert, if you are a leader, it's important that you recognize which is the personality. So you take the moment to talk to that person, or maybe this person prefers like to receive a feedback or to send their ideas by email rather than talking to a bunch of people, right? So it's important that you start to recognize about that. Well, this was short. I hope you like it. Thank you so much. Gracias. I love to be in the other side of the world. I'm in South America. And thank you, Sarah, for inviting me. This is my email, my number, and I will send you in the chat my LinkedIn profile. If you have any questions, please let me know.
All right, Miss Andrea, thank you so much for your discussion, and you've told us about self-awareness, self-dome, and all that. And yeah, I'll give the participants chance at the end of this discussion to ask their questions. Okay, but this time is still for the speakers.
I'm sorry, but I'm not able to stay until the end. I have a meeting just in 5 minutes, and I cannot stay until the end.
Okay, do you want to answer questions right now?
Yeah, I can answer questions right now.
Okay, let me give it to our participants. Do we have any questions we ask Miss Andrea? Because right now she's scheduled for another meeting. If you have any questions, please direct it to Miss Andrea. She responds, then she can go and attend another meeting right now. You can also leave message in our chat box, okay? Just in case you have any questions. Miss Andrea, just to ask a little, here we are looking at construction, okay? And I wish to ask, what are those skills that we need for us, the construction professionals, that could help us like optimize job performance, and also help us like team building? For instance, I want to give an example of a team building. What are those skills we need to help us have a good team that will help us optimize performance and deliver project to success? Can you guide us with that?
Great question. I think especially in construction, there are changes that go through the process, right? And the stress is something that is on the table when all these changes are coming, and is something that we were not expecting. So it's very important that we learn to develop, for instance, the flexibility, right? And then it's important to see what opportunities are behind that we were not expecting, and that's a lot of emotions that we need to manage, right? And to talk to people. It's important that sometimes we feel like maybe I should not that ask this to the other person because she might feel this or that, so we avoid confrontation. And this is something that it looks like the easiest thing to do, but it's not the smartest thing, because it's gonna bring trouble in the future because you didn't ask that, right? Something that you as a team, it's important that you make the questions and ask the others if you don't know how to do it, and the other person be willing to answer something that it might be obvious, and don't feel the other person like is that person is being silly for asking that, because I have seen this in many teams, right? So how I managed to have my questions and how I managed to answer them in a very empathic way. So I need to develop the empathy and how I'm gonna feel in that other person's shoes. So it's very important, this. And then also, of course, time management. I think this is something that in any field, it's important to learn to develop how I'm gonna plan. And in many cases we see like this huge list of tasks and we get overwhelmed. So talk to your team and see what can you do, right? What maybe that other person can help you to do if you have a date that you have to finish. And again, ask and be willing to help, right? And these are all these are part of the soft skills. All these bring the emotional intelligence to listen our clients, to listen our suppliers, to listening our team members. So I would say it's pretty much that.
All right, thank you, Andrea. I hope there are no any other questions. Are there any other questions we could ask Andrea? Okay, I think there are no questions. And Andrea, thank you so much. We shall update you the course of the meeting. So please, it's okay, you can. It's okay. So right away, I wish to welcome Mr. Feroz. Mr. Feroz, you will introduce yourself to us. Okay, Mr. Feroz, you're welcome to present to us.
Thank you, Sarah, for inviting me here as a speaker. This is Fayaz Firoz. I am from Bangladesh. I don't know, do you hear the name of my country? Bangladesh is a country besides India, just besides India. I am a graduate civil engineer. I did my graduation back in 2008. And then I have 15 years experience, professional experience. And during my professional career, I worked several local organization, large business conglomerate, even multinational organization. Presently, I am working as a project planner in China Railway Group, in abbreviated CREC, abbreviated from CREC. I worked here as a project planner in the Podda Bridge Rail Link project. The Podda Bridge Rail Link project is the second biggest project in our country. This is a rail project run over the Podda Bridge. Its project volume is $3.2 billion. So I work this project as project planner on behalf of CREC. And besides my job, I also provide project management, consultancy and trainings to the professionals for last 5 years. Especially, I have very good expertise on two scheduling software like MS Project, Microsoft Project, and Primavera P6. I teach the. I also provide training over 500 engineer, more than 1,500 hours on MS Project and Primavera P6. So this all about me. Now I want to share my screen. Sarah, can I start my presentation?
Mr. Feroz, it's okay. You can share your screen. It's okay.
Okay. Am I audible? Do you hear me?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay. The topic which is assigned to me is the key skill requirement of a project planner that unlocks the success of projects. I am assigned to talk about this topic. So let's start. All participants, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yes, yes, very clear. It's okay.
At first, I start with a monologue by Benjamin Franklin. He was the founding father of USA. Those who are write the Constitution of USA, 1786. His quote is this monologue or quotes is very famous. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That means planning is very much important for success of any sort of work or project. So I will discuss about the skill requirement, but first I want to discuss about what is the planning, because if we understand what is the project planning, what components or what we need to do in project, then we can relate which skill, what type of skill we required. So first of all, I want to talk about PMI. Maybe you heard this acronym PMI. Maybe you heard the acronym of PMI. PMI stands for Project Management Institute. Project Management Institute, it is situated in America. Uh, they are founded in 1969. They are working to develop project management body of knowledge since 1969, and from 1985 they are taking PMP exam. PMP exam is a professional certification which demonstrate that you have adequate you have adequate knowledge on project management theory, project management tools and technique, and you have the experience on projects. So PMP certification demonstrate it. And luckily I have earned this certification back in 2017. So PMI prescribe a series of project management activities known as project management processes for managing project life cycle. Okay, so project management activities mean you need to distinguish them. One is project activity, one is project management activities. Suppose you need to building a road, or you need to building a bridge. Okay, construct a bridge. So casting, river fabrication, this is project work. But to do this work very articulated manner, just 1 minute. What is the problem? Why? Sorry for the interruption. So what I left over that casting, river fabrication, formwork, this is project activities. By performing these activities, you create the project deliverable. But what is project management activities? This is additional effort to do the project activities very well articulated manner. Suppose schedule. So client normally client don't require schedule. They require bridge, they require road, they require building. They don't need schedule. But what you have to do, why you have to do schedule? Because to efficiently do the activities. Do I made myself clear? What is the difference between project management activities and project activities, or project work, project management work? Okay. PMI prescribe 49 processes for project management. They said if you perform these processes in your project will go effectively and efficiently. So these processes are logically grouped into 5 process group to achieve specific project objective. The relation of these 5 processes group is as follows. First, you have to initiate the project. Then you have to plan for the project. Then according to plan, you are executing the project, and during execution, deliverable is generated. So when all deliverable is generated, then you close the project. But during execution, you continuously check, verify, or monitor that whether you are going as per plan or not. Okay, so if there is a deviation from plan, then you need to adjust it. So you need to adjust the plan and then again do execution and again check. So this is the protocol or protocol for project management. Okay, so these 49 processes are divided into these 5 process group. Now I show the process group details. So this is the process group matrix. Suppose during initiation, you have to perform some processes, develop project charter, identify stakeholder. During planning, PMI prescribe 24 processes to during planning. They're prescribing. If you performing these processes, you can make a robust project plan, project management plan. During execution, they also prescribe some processes. They also prescribe some processes for monitoring the project and for closing. So if you see this chart, you can understand that most of the processes are lies on planning process group. So I think so I hope so you understand the magnitude or the importance of planning. Now, what is the main outcome of planning process group? The main outcome of the planning process group is integrated project management plan. Integrated project management plan, which consists of 10 subsidiary management plans for scope. I mean, scope management plan, requirement management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communication management plan, risk management plan, procurement management plan, and stakeholder management plan. This is PMI's prescription. As per PMI's prescription, integrated project management plan should consist of following this 10 subsidiary management plan. I do not go very elaborate about this topic. Just you keep in mind. Later you can dig down this topic to get more familiar. Then 3 baseline. 3 baselines are scope baseline, schedule baseline, and cost baseline. That means scope is what you have to deliver in your project. Suppose you have to construct a bridge. So the scope of the project is, suppose approach road, bridge, river management. Okay. The others, railway. So this is called the scope baseline. So I have to deliver this scope. Schedule means uh, that to deliver this scope, by which people, by how many people, or using how many resource, to how many time. So this is called schedule. So in which time, the duration of time and the resource requirement, this is called schedule. And the cost to provide this scope, how much cost we require. So these three are called three baseline, and sometimes you know the iron triangle, the scope, schedule, cost, schedule, cost, iron triangle. These are the baselines. And some additional component: project life cycle description. How what is the life cycle of the project? Life cycle means initial survey, design, drawing, soil improvement, then construction management. This is called project life cycle. Development approach. How you develop this project. Mostly construction projects are developed in waterfall approach. Waterfall approach means entire project is planned upfront. Upfront planning is completed at the beginning of the project, and then as per plan, project is going on. But nowadays there is another method emerge, that is agile approach. So in agile approach, you don't upfront the entire project. You don't planning upfront for the entire project. Rather, you plan small duration, small iteration. This is agile approach. And waterfall and agile, there is another approach is hybrid. Some part of agile and some part of waterfall. So a hybrid approach, this can also be taken for a big project. Suppose if you consider a airport construction, so airport building, airport runway, you develop this deliverable in waterfall method, but airport IT system, mainly agile methodology is fit for IT project, and waterfall is fit for construction. But there are some projects which required both approach. Suppose what I said, airport construction. So their IT system, you decide that you develop this IT system in agile technique. So construction is waterfall and IT is agile. So if you, as you mix two, as you add what I can undertake two approach for your project, then you can call it hybrid approach. So it is very important to decide which development approach you adhere for your project. And sometimes another terms is rolling wave planning. It is not agile, it is different from agile. Rolling wave planning, you can also adhere rolling wave planning approach for project development. Performance measurement baseline. This is the integrated scope, schedule, cost baseline, is also called performance measurement baseline. Normally what we provide in the software Primavera P6 or MS project, that WBS, task, resource, cost, and the final result of the schedule, this we can call performance measurement. This is an integrated baseline. And these three baseline is different individual, but when we make a combined and integrated, this is called performance measurement baseline. Basically, project performance is assessed based on this performance measurement baseline. One thing you need to keep in mind, that Sometimes we call performance measurement baseline as schedule. Schedule is the plan of part, but scheduling is not the entire project plan. Many people have this misconception that I know the schedule, that means I know the entire planning. No, or I do the schedule, that means I do the entire planning. No, this is a part, even this is a major part of planning, but this is not the entire part of planning. Just keep in mind. Change management plan. You have to have change management plan because change is inevitable during the project execution. You're facing change management, change request. So how do you manage this? You have to have a plan for successfully project management, configuration management plan, management review. So if we wrap up, 10 subsidiary management plan, 3 baseline and 6 additional component. All this comprises the integrated project management plan. So the main outcome of the planning is you have to prepare an integrated project management plan. Your aim or your responsibility is it. Now, just have a look. Just very gross level, what action you need to perform for developing a project management plan. First, you have to understand project purpose and objective. Okay, there is an ambiguity maybe in your mind. Why do I need to understand project purpose? Because especially if you are from construction background or civil engineering background, well, you have to understand two category of project. One is strategic project and another is customer project. Okay, so what is strategic project? Suppose just I give you an example. In our country, with the project which I working, Podda Bridge Rail Link project. This project is undertaken by Bangladesh Railway Department. This is a government department. They undertake and they arrange the finance for this project. They have a specific strategic objective. Okay, so they undertake the project. They have specific objective, purpose, justification. Now they develop the project management plan, tender document sector, etc., etc. They appoint CREC as a contractor, EPC contractor. For CREC, this is customer project, but for railway, Bangladesh Railway, this is strategic project. So whether side you are belong to, either customer, either contractor side or employer side, you need to understand the project purpose and objective, because based on your objective, you need to set strategy. Do I made myself clear at this point? Anyone have any question? Okay. So once you understand the purpose and objective, then you should collect processes, procedure, and historical information of your organization. Then you need to identify, you should identify following things. One is enterprise environmental factor. Enterprise environmental factor is the situation or condition that is not belongs to your project team. Suppose you have to work in hill tracks. So this is an environmental factor. You have your project is situated in a different country where language is another language. This is environmental factor. This condition is not belongs to your organization, your project team. Okay, so this is not risk. I said this is environmental factor and consider this environmental factor, you need to set your project strategy. So first you need to identify the environmental factors. Second important thing is expertise requirement. Suppose you are going to construct a airport or a power plant. So what kind of expertise is required to do this project? Keep in mind the best expertise in your team, then there is a high probability to success your project. So you need to identify which type of expertise you require. Maybe you cannot onboard all the expert, and you don't need, but you need to identify this expert I can onboard. This I can take expert support from this expert by appoint him as consultant, or I have some friend, or in my network I have some expert uh, from whom I can get expert opinion by chatting through WhatsApp or LinkedIn. So you need to identify which expert you need to perform this project. And third one is stakeholder. Who are the stakeholders? Stakeholder means who can impact the project or who can be impacted by the project outcome. Both are stakeholder. You need to identify this stakeholder. Then you should collect the requirement. You get the requirement if for customer project you get lots of requirement from the contract documents and from a stakeholder. Whether it is strategic project or customer project, no matter what, you have to collect requirements from stakeholders. Suppose you are doing customer project, so your employers are your important stakeholder. The which location you are doing the project, the local people, local politician, they are also your stakeholder. Your supplier, your project team, government agency, all are the stakeholder. So you need to collect requirement. The more requirement you collect, the robust strategy you can set. So successful for project success, lies on how meticulously and robustly you collect the requirement. Okay. After collecting the requirement, now you set the strategy for execution and monitoring. What you need to perform, why. You may skip why, but if you identify why I need to perform this, it is help you to negotiate and influence others. So that's why you should identify why you perform this. Then how you perform your strategy, who perform your strategy and when. So by answering this question, you can set your strategy. After draft, this is you may call the initial plan. After initial plan, you need to identify risk and analysis is its result. Actually, risk management is the revision of project management plan. You prepare initial project management plan, then identify risk, and the more you identify the risk and do response plan, the more probability to do the project on time, on budget, and meet the objective. And after risk response, you can finalize the plan. So this is very grossly I said, but the two point keep in mind. The more you collect the requirement and more you identify the risk, this is the key to project success. And this is your responsibility as a planner to identify risk and elicit or collect requirement. Okay. Now come to the point. To perform this action, or to provide this integrated project management plan, what type of skill and knowledge as a planning engineer you have to have? I broadly classified it 4 category. One is soft skill, second is planning knowledge, third is, as we are construction engineer, so construction domain knowledge and software skill. Now let's see what is belong to soft skill. Leadership, I rank it very high at topmost soft skill, leadership. You may think that we are planning engineer, we are not the project director or team leader, so why do we need the leadership skill? Okay, leadership is not only the matter of team leader or project director. Planning engineer or planning manager also should have leadership skill. Why? Maybe you do not lead the entire project management team or entire project team, but you have to lead the project team, because you are not only person to do plan. In a mega project or big project, as a planning engineer, you have a team, planning team, and you have to lead them. So doing your as a doer, uh, you have to have leadership to successfully lead your planning team. Team building. Entry level, you are just scheduling expert, scheduling engineer, but when you getting experience, you are become planning manager. Okay, at that time you have to lead a team. So team building is very important. The more expert people, the more expert people you onboard your team and make a team, the more possibility to be success. So good team is very important. Acha, what is team? Team doesn't mean people are working together. Team means people are trusting each other. You have lots of expert in your team, but no team building is formation. You cannot get desired output. But you have less skilled resources, but they are forming a very good team. Then the likelihood of success is very high. Motivation. For building a team, you apply your motivational skill, or for team building, you apply motivational skill. Communication, very important soft skill. Planning expert, planning professional should have to have. Active listening is one kind of communication skill, but I distinguish it separately. Or PMI also emphasize it, active listening, because when you collect requirement or identify risk, you have to go to many expert, stakeholder, or team member. Then this active listening skill helps you a lot to identify risk and collect requirements. Presentation. As a planning engineer, you have very good presentation skill, because you have to present your strategy to team and stakeholders. Critical thinking. This is also another very important soft skill required for planning professional. Influencing. The strategy, what you said, you need to influence team member and others to adhere this. So that's why you have to have very good influencing skill. Negotiation skill. Lots of your this can be happen. Lots of your stakeholder or team member cannot or will not want to adhere your decision. So then you do negotiation for them and make them convince to adhere the strategy. Networking. This is also very important, because what I say earlier, that all expert you cannot onboard your team. So but to gather the knowledge, if you have a robust network, then you can easily gather knowledge from your network, professional network. Meeting management. As a planning expert, planning professional, you frequently need to conduct meeting, and meeting management is this skill is very much required for successful project management. Emotional intelligence. What Andrea talk about my before my presentation, on our presentation, yeah, what is emotional intelligence and why it is required. So this is just a nutshell. In a nutshell, I shared the main soft skill you need to have as a planning professional. Now come to the point, hard skill. Planning knowledge. Lots of planning knowledge you need to have. This is endless. The more you experience, the more you study, the more you get training, you are being seasoned or adept of planning. I just here put some gross level skill. Yeah, data gathering, data analysis, data representation, estimating, scheduling, risk management. So as a to be seasoned in planning professional, you have to have a knowledge on this topic. Now, construction domain knowledge, sequence of construction work, construction execution work, productivity rate, very much important for estimating man, machine, materials, productivity rate. So one machine, how can he produce 1 day work, the capacity of machine, the how much materials we required for each type of work. Suppose casting, how much stone I required, how much sand I required. You need to know this productivity rate. Resource requirement for each activity. So suppose this work is 100 man day work. So if I put 10 men, so it requires 10 days. So resource requirement or effort requirement for each activity, you need to understand. But one thing I want to tell you that maybe all the knowledge you cannot have, because suppose you are working in a road project, then you got assignment for bridge project. That so for one people it is not possible to gather every knowledge. That's why expertise is important. You not to be expert in every domain, but you need to know how I can deploy the expertise for our project, for my project. Okay, leaders are not doing anything. They make doing their team member. So this is important. Method statement, procedure for time frame. This is for customer project. When employer appoint you as a contractor, so what is the contract clause? What is the contractual obligation? Which you need to submission, or where you need to take approval. You need to have very good understanding on this because this will help you to set planning strategy. Coordination details, I mean for mega project or complex project, there are many disciplines work. Suppose in power plant, they required construction professional, they required mechanical professional, they required electrical professional, they required IT professional. So how you coordinate this professional or this discipline, you have to understand or you have to familiar with this strategy. Division of work, BOQ, scope of work, etc., etc. And lastly, software skill. Once upon a time, people did their planning by papers. Now, lots of software has come and make our life easy. So we should take advantages of this technological advancement. So I suggest 4 software for planning engineers. One is Microsoft Project, another is Primavera P6. These 2 software are required for creating performance measurement baseline, or what you say, schedule. Microsoft Excel, this software is required for data analysis, and Power BI. Power BI is required for your project progress presentation and various kind of presentation. So you should be try to get expertise on this software for being a good planning engineer. That's it from myself at this moment. I again thank to Sarah for giving me opportunity to talk in front of you. Sarah, it's over to you.
Mr. Feroz, thank you very much. You can now close down the screen. Thank you very much. And I think your discussion has added value to us. Well, Mr. Nebat told me he's held up. He's not able to come today, but he'll share with us his presentation so that I will share it to the group members. Okay. So I wish to invite the participants. You could guest Mr. Piroz's questions. If you have any question, raise your hand, then you ask your question, then he will respond to you, okay? Any questions, please? Mr. Feroz, I want to ask.
Now, one person is Godfrey. Godfrey, please unmute your hand. Ask your question, please.
Yes, hello, Mr. Faiz Feroz.
Hi.
My name is Godfrey. Hello.
Hello, I cannot hear you properly. Sarah.
Oh, what?
Sarah, please mute your microphone. Okay, hey, Godfrey, please ask your question.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Feroz, thanks for your presentation. My question is all about risk matrix. How do we do risk matrix, and what is the importance of risk matrix in project management? Then the second one is what is a baseline, and how are baselines important in project execution? Thank you.
Okay, risk management and baseline. Okay. Any question? Any other question? Emmanuel, please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation. I came in a bit late, but I assume it hasn't maybe been talked about. But my question is, so with the age of changing and emerging technologies that we hear about, the emerging artificial intelligence, how can we brace ourselves as project managers to embrace it? And how can we utilize it, or has it already been adopted? Or are we still in the analog era where the project manager does everything? So how are we embracing?
What is your specific question? How we embrace the artificial intelligence for project management? Is it your question?
Yes, that's my question.
Okay. Any other question? Do anyone have any question?
Mr. Feroz, I can see questions in the chat box. I can see Haman has posted a question, Michael B as well. So you can also check on the
Okay,
chat
okay.
box
What
and
are the
respond.
requirement of joining PMI? Requirement of joining PMI, and what is needed to learn more about Primavera, and does it help? What does it help? In-depth explanation. Okay. Okay. Any more question? Okay. Then I try to demonstrate. First question is risk management. About risk management, I at this moment stop sharing my PowerPoint presentation. Rather, I go to just 1 minute. Hello, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. Now I try to demonstrate. What is risk management? First, you need to create risk management plan. Risk management plan is one thing, and risk response plan is another thing. The ultimate objective of risk management plan is to create a robust risk response plan. So how you create robust risk response plan? First, you need to plan risk management. Okay, in risk management plan, you define the definition of probability. You define the see it, the definition of probability and the consequence of this event. If this event occur, what is the consequence on scope, schedule, cost, quality, etc. And probability means the likelihood of occurrence. So you need to, at first, you need to declare it. Suppose if you likelihood of probability is 70%, more than 70%, you declare it very high. Pa Oma, what is your question?
Can you help us and zoom out your screen a bit?
Okay, okay. Can you see it? clearly now? Hello? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
This screen? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So at first you need to declare, suppose what is called very high probability, what is called high impact. Okay. You need to first define it. Then risk is the multiplication or product of probability and impact. Suppose I try to demonstrate in simple example. One is 1-story building and another is 10-story building. Okay. So if you fall from first story, what is the severity of impact of injury? And if you fall from the 10th floor, what is the severity of impact? Definitely, if you fall from the 10th story, this is highly, I mean, a high severity. So its impact is very high. But if you fall from first story, there is a severity of impact is low. In terms of impact, fall from 10 stories high, fall from 1 story is low. Now came to point probability. Suppose as 10-story building, you give railing to your roof, keep a gatekeeper so that no one can enter the roof. By taking these measures, you reduce the probability of the falling from the roof. So there is probability is very low. But when for 1-story building, you do not give railing to your 1-story building roof. This is a sleepy and open to access. Access is open. There is probability very high. So when you calculate the risk, both are risky, same risky. For 10-story building, probability is 1 and risk is impact is 10. 1 into 10, 10. And for 1-story building, impact is 1, but probability is 10. 10 into 1, 10. So the risk for the both building are equal. So don't judge a risk basis on only impact. You have to also consider the probability. So if you multiply product and impact, you got the score. But what is you called high probability, what is you called high impact, you need to define. Suppose death is severe impact, so you rate it as right. So if death, you score, or death or life-threatening injury, you score it 10. Just physical disability, you scoring it 8, or just minor injury, you scoring it 4. So in which case, how you score, you have to first decide it. There is no global standard. As per your organization, your experts, your project expert, you have to decide it. Then come to risk. Okay. So which risk score? You consider very high risk. Suppose risk score 10, this is very high risk. Risk score 1, this is low risk. So category of the risk. So just try to understand category of probability, category of impact, one things, and category of risk, another thing. And the risk score which is very high, you take one kind of strategy. For medium risk, you need to take another kind of strategy. For low risk, you need to take another kind of strategy. So what is your strategy depends on your risk score. Okay. So then you set the strategy. This is called individual risk or qualitative risk analysis. Okay. So in risk management plan, you declare it, and now you identify every risk and then assess. So you identify one risk and then assess one risk event. Then you assess what is its probability, what is its severity score, probability score, and then what is its risk score. Is it fall into high risk? What kind of strategy I have to take? And if it is fall in medium risk, what kind of strategy I need to take? This is a qualitative risk analysis. Okay. Now come to another point. This is quantitative risk analysis. Qualitative risk analysis, response plan for every individual risk. And quantitative risk analysis is the analysis of overall risk. Okay. Now try to understand this graph. There are many techniques for quantitative risk analysis. The most important technique is Monte Carlo simulation. What is Monte Carlo simulation? Just tell me from your basic understanding. One project have 5 individual risk and another project have 10 individual risk. So overall, which project is much riskier? Can anyone understand? Can anyone tell me? One project has 5 risks and another project has, you identify 5 risks for one project and you identify 10 risks for another project. So overall, which project is much riskier?
The one with 10.
Definitely, the more risk the more risk you identified, the project is more risky. Now, what is Monte Carlo simulation? This is called S-curve for cumulative probability. Now, this is for cost. This graph is for cost. So from the x-axis, they plot cost, and from y-axis, they plot probability. Now, what is your project budget? Suppose your project budget is $2.2 million. Now, considering all the risk and do Monte Carlo analysis, they found 2.2 is called deterministic budget. So every activity or every work package, how much money you require. This is by aggregating this, you got the deterministic budget. Now check, is 2.2 million, what is the probability of finishing the project in 2.2 million? You find that only 23% probability. But if you want to reach 85% probability, then you need $2.4 million. So you have to increase $2.5 million, keep contingency reserve to mitigate the overall risk or increase the probability of project. Do I make it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the importance of risk management. This is not only for cost, also for schedule. Just I show you just. This is not only for cost, but also for schedule. This is also another example of Monte Carlo simulation. The previous graph I showed for I displayed it for cost, and now I displayed it for time. Check this. This is also S-curve of probability, and in x-axis this is date or time, and this is probability. So check in the what is say 30 May. If we fix project deadline is 30 May, the chances to complete the project within this time is almost 90%. But the more earlier the time, the less probability to complete within this time. So this is deterministic date. This is deterministic date for schedule. But if you consider the risk factor, all the risk factor, and consider the their impact on schedule, and do it simulation, Monte Carlo simulation, this gives us give you this result. Suppose your sponsor said you have to complete this project within 15 May, and you do analysis and then send it to your employer or sponsor that, sir, this is very low probability or 25% probability to meet this schedule on 15 May. But if you increase time for 30 May, just 15 day, you give us a buffer duration, allow us buffer duration, there is 90% probability to meet the duration. So this is the importance of risk management. Do I make it clear?
Yes, it's okay. It's clear.
Okay. Now came to baseline. Okay. Baseline. Just I show you. Okay. Do you see the Primavera software in the screen?
Yes, we are seeing.
Okay. Now I try to demonstrate you what is baseline. Okay. Now just try to understand this project. This is my project. The project where I working. In this project, I have a baseline. Baseline means when we do initial planning, suppose we plan that we start this activity on 18 June and finish this activity on 23rd June. Okay. But at one point of planning, we agreed, all stakeholders agreed that we start this work on 18 June. Now, this is current schedule. Start means current schedule. Actually, you start this work on 5 August. So is it being late or early? Is it being late or early? Can anyone tell?
That is late.
That is late. How you can say it is late? Because you have information that it was supposed to start 18 June, but it is actually start. So as you have reference data and you can compare, then you can reach conclusion that this is late. But if you don't have this data, you only have data 5 August. This is started and finished 10 August. Can you say this is late or early? If you don't have the data of 18 June to 23 June? Can you say
Nope.
if you don't? So the copy of approved plan, this is called the baseline. Okay. So in this project, we kept it as baseline. At the point when we reach consensus that we start this work 18 June and 23 June, this work is 19 February and we'll finish. So every start date, finish date, duration, cost, etc., etc. When you kept a record of this plan, this is called baseline. And what you actually do in project, you need to every time compare with baseline whether it takes more time or less time, whether it started lately or early, whether it is finished lately or early, whether it requires more effort or less effort, whether it's required more cost or less cost. So comparison, mainly date, duration, effort and cost. You need to compare 4 things with your baseline and then assess whether my project is going good or bad. To came out the decision that my project status is well or not. Suppose if your project is late, so that means in terms of duration or date, you are behind the schedule. If your cost is more than your baseline cost, that means your cost overrun. So you have to then take action to reduce the cost for the upcoming work. So how you take this decision? If you don't have the baseline, you cannot compare and you cannot take decision. So this is the importance of baseline. Do I made myself clear?
You are very clear.
Okay. Now the next question is probably Emmanuel asked artificial intelligence in project management. Okay. Actually, I don't have very good idea about the application of artificial intelligence in project management, frankly speaking, because there is lots of debate in project management world that whether project can be managed by please mute your microphone. If you have any question, then unmute your microphone. At this moment, mute your microphone. So there is a lot of discussion in project management world whether artificial project can be managed by using artificial intelligence. Till date, most of the project managers said that it is not possible to replace project manager by artificial intelligence because project management have 2 set of skill. One is hard skill and one is soft skill. Yes, hard skill can be replaced or can be articulatedly performed by artificial intelligence, but soft skill, is it suppose you need to motivate one of your team member. Can artificial intelligence replace your replace a human or do the motivation that team member? Is it a proper replacement, or is it possible to give him give one person motivation?
Not really.
Hard to imagine.
So
It's hard
so
to imagine.
so soft skill, the soft skill, team building, leadership, communication, this cannot be replaced by AI. You can only do some hard skill by AI. Few months ago, one of the British company, Nodes and Blocks, just write the name, Nodes and Blocks, they contact with me and give a demo of their solution. They provide a reporting solution, only reporting solution, not entire project management. They only develop a reporting solution, project status reporting solution with the help of AI. So that is, what is that? You drop the schedule in their cloud, and they will automatically, using artificial intelligence, they create lots of project progress report for you. Now we have take lots of time to create project progress report. Suppose 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, sometimes 1 week for big project, but their solution, they can create a mega project report within a few minutes. Just you have to drop your schedule, whether it is MS project or whether it is Primavera P6, no matter. So this type of artificial intelligence is used in project management, but my belief, or most of the project management practitioners believe, it cannot replace the soft skill. Emmanuel, do I made myself clear?
Yes, it makes sense now. Thank you.
Okay. Another question is requirements of joining PMI. Okay. I go to browser. This is PMI website. I have account in PMI website, so I just log in. Okay. PMI membership. You need to create an account in PMI website and then purchase membership for 1 year. It cost $109 per year. So each year, if you want to renew your membership, you have to pay $109. And if you being a member of PMI, you get some benefits. Suppose, check these books. This is PMI published book. You can download this access and download these books, but non-members, they cannot enjoy these books, and each books are issued by your name. Just check it. I provide this is very highly restricted and secured, so no one can what I say, enjoy this unless I have to provide password. Eh, just check it. This book is dedicated only for me. PMI member benefit license, etc., etc., etc. So by your name, you can the book is issued, and you can also join project management, webinar, seminar, training free of cost with if you have membership. So purchase membership is very easy. You have to purchase it through credit card. You have endorsed dollar in your credit card, and then can purchase membership. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, but the person was asking about learning Primavera, I think. That was the question.
Primavera.
If I'm not mistaken.
No. I write it down. But PMI membership about PMI, is it clear?
I think we also need to know how to be able to take the online courses that they have so that someone can be able to sit for the exam.
Or that is certification. Don't mess up with membership and certification. Maybe you are not PMP certified, but still you can member, and you are PMP certified, but you discard this member. You have a membership is one thing, certification is another thing. For certification, you need to just certification overview. There are lots of certification, several certification of PMI, but the most popular is PMP certification. The most popular is PMP certification, and there are some other certification. So for PMP certification, you don't need to be member, but if you're not member, your exam fees is a little bit higher than non-member. Then member, if you are non-member, your exam fees will be higher. Those who are member, their exam fees will be lower. And for appearing the PMP exam, you have 3 years project experience, not experience as a project manager or project director, any kind of role in the project, and 35 hours PM education. So if you have 3 years project experience and 35 hours PM education, then you can apply for PMP exam and submit your documents. They review it, check it, verify it. Then they give you permission for paying the fees. After you get approval, then you pay fees and set a date for exam. And during the exam, this is online proctored exam. You have to go to PMI approved exam center. There you can attend the exam through online. And in online, if you pass the exam, if you uh, satisfactory answer, what I say, maximum answer you give right answer, then if you pass, there is only pass or fail. So if you pass the exam, then they will awarded you as a project management professional, PMP, and issue you a certificate. This is certification. Michael, am I clear?
Very clear. Thank you.
Okay, last question is Primavera. Just check the question. What is needed to learn more about Primavera, and what does it help project managers do? In-depth explanation. Okay. Why you need Primavera? How can I say? Just 1 minute. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Acha. Step by step schedule preparation. First, you have to prepare WBS. Okay. Then you did identify activities, then sequence it. Okay. So when you sequence the activity, you got this network diagram. Okay. I have one small project. This is one small project. This is a network diagram. And by constructing this network diagram, you need to perform critical path method to determine the overall duration, because overall duration is not the summation of every activity's duration. Suppose, just check it. Here, 4 or 4, 5, 2, 2, 4, 5, 9, 9 to 11. So summation of all activity duration is 44 days. But if you prepare this network diagram and analyze, you can found that your project is required to complete 32 days, not 44 days. So how can you determine this? By critical path method. So do critical path method, you need to draw network diagram. This is very small project and you can draw it manually. But think about large project, mega project, where 10,000, 20,000, even 1 lakh activity. Is it possible? Is it possible to draw this network diagram by hand? Please answer. Can anyone answer? Is it possible? If you have 10,000, even later on 10,000, if you have 1,000 activity, is it possible to draw network diagram by hand, by papers?
No, it is impossible.
Possible, but you need lots of time. So at that time, your project will going in vain or ruined. Okay, so what software can help you? Suppose I okay. But if you using the software, you just mention what is the name of predecessor. What is the which two activity has relation. Just mention it. It is automatically create this diagram. Okay. So there you can save lots of time and you don't need to perform critical path analysis. They give you the project overall duration by doing critical path analysis. So what if you don't have this software? How can you do it manually? So first you have to draw this network diagram, then do lots of analysis, and then you found the relevant information. Suppose overall duration, early start date, late start date. But in software, you just put the predecessor, just put the relation. Automatically, it gives you overall duration, then early start date, overall duration, critical path analysis. So here you easily find, so it saves lots of time. Then came to cost. came to cost. Here you see the cost. Okay. So how can we determine the cost? We create resource and define its rate. We create resource and define its rate. Just you need to define how much resource, how many resource, how many man, how many machine, how much materials, and their rate. You put resource, all the activity, okay, and then automatically cost is calculated and aggregated the project total cost. You can also find the project funding requirements, materials delivery schedule, which is very important for project planning and project management. So if you don't use this software manually by elicit it manually, it takes huge time and there is lots of flaw or fault you find in your plan. But using just like consider this as calculator, you know how to sum 100 and 100. You know, if I give you manually summation it, you can do. But why we use calculator? To save the time. I do input 100 plus 100, it quickly give me the answer. The main benefit of software is to reduce the time of planning. As it reduces the time of planning, you can do meticulous planning. Otherwise, you have to plan very gross level, not very detailed level. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you are very clear.
Okay, I thought I entertain all of your question. Any more question?
Yes, I have one more.
Sure.
As there are some planning engineers who use the MS project.
Yes.
Now, what is the more advanced? What is the difference between Primavera and MS project? Or what is the advantage of using Primavera instead of MS project?
Okay, fine. If you follow me in LinkedIn, just I show you. Just 1 minute. Go to my page. Do you see my page? Godfrey, do you see my page?
Yes, sir. I'm seeing it, sir.
Okay. Few months ago, I write an article about the comparison of Microsoft project and Primavera P6, but I write it in my native language, which means Bangla. You can see this, read this article, translate it into your native language. What is the native language of Uganda? English or anything?
It is Luganda here.
you make it translate from my article, then get the insight. I just briefly talk about some feature. One is calendar type. The calendar feature in a Microsoft project is robust than Primavera P6 because in MS Project you can declare recurring holiday. Suppose every third Friday of each month or each year, this is recurring holiday. This can be declared in Microsoft Project, but this feature is not available in Primavera P6. But you can import holiday from another calendar in Primavera P6. So in calendar feature, there are some difference. Microsoft Project Calendar have one advantage. Primavera P6 has another advantage. Second important thing is roles. Roles and response resource. Two things are different. Suppose for today's event, speaker is a role, and Fayaz Firoz, I am Fayaz Firoz is the resource. So when you plan for a project initially, you don't have the resource, you have the role. Just imagine you want to build a building. So what you initially plan, suppose I need one project engineer, one scheduler. This is just role. You don't know who is performing as project engineer, who will performing as scheduling engineer. So initially we plan considering the role. Suppose for project engineer, I have to give him a monthly salary. Suppose $500, but $1,000. $1,000 per month I have to give project manager, project engineer salary. This is the initial. Then you found Mr. XYZ. Mr. X, you onboard him as project engineer. Then Mr. X is the resource, and his salary is may differ from what we consider for role. Maybe he is joining $900 or he will join $1,100. We don't know. But when he onboard, his salaries differ from role's salary. So this provision is defining role. This provision is present in Primavera, but this provision is not present in Microsoft Project. Skill matrix. Skill matrix means you, as Primavera has option for declare role and resource, you can make matrix. What is matrix? Just now this is skill matrix. Suppose Mr. X, he can operate excavator and wheel loader both, but his proficiency in excavator is very high. So very proficient, moderate, proficient. And Mr. Y, he is very proficient in wheel loader, but moderate proficient in excavator. So two for excavator, both are able to operate excavator, but X is proficient and Y is less proficient than X. On contrast, wheel loader, Mr. Y is very proficient. So this is called skill matrix. This is skill set and this is resource. So skill versus resource. These are called skill matrix. So you can create skill matrix in Primavera P6, and based on skill matrix, you can your resource assignment. You can take a very how can say take good decision about resource assignment using Primavera P6. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, you are clear.
Okay. There is many more advantage, lots of advantage, but I just suppose baseline Microsoft project, you can only create 11 baseline, but in P6 you can create unlimited baseline. Okay. Actually, in mega project, there may be 18 to 20 times baseline can be revised. New baseline can be created. So if you use MS project, you cannot manage very large project. Okay. But in P6, you can manage very large project. Progress spotlight. Okay. Which activity you need to update? You can easily identify from my Primavera P6, but this type of feature is not present in MS project. Reflection. For change management, you can use this command or use this feature in Primavera P6, but this type of feature is not available in Microsoft project. I love this feature very much. Work product and docs. In construction project, we have to manage tons of documents. Okay. And to manage these documents is very challenge for project management team. And Primavera has a very smart feature, work product and docs. By using this feature, you can manage each and every activity, every documents in activity and WBS level. And high traceability. That means you can quickly trace the documents by using Primavera P6. This type of project is not available in MS project. So for construction project, Primavera is robust than Microsoft project. Another point is level of effort. Administrative cost. Suppose project manager's salary, you have to consider project manager's salary for the project cost. But can you assign project manager in every single activity? Project manager is for overall project. He is not doing individual activity. So when you assign resource in individual activity, you can only get costing of activity cost. But overall project activity cost and administrative cost both make you the overall project budget. But MS project, you cannot declare administrative cost. But this provision is present in Primavera P6. So in this context, Primavera P6 is much much handy for a construction project. Okay. Godfrey, am I make myself clear?
Yes, in fact, I have understood between the difference between MS and Primavera.
Right.
Thank you.
So any more question?
Mr. Feroz, I hope I'm clear. Have you ever used MS for contract
Loudly,
management?
please. Sarah, I can't hear you. I cannot.
Yes, I was asking, are you getting me now?
I can't understand. Could you please tell me again?
Yes, Mr. Feroz, have you ever used MS Project for contracts management?
The there is no relation of scheduling software with contract management. Scheduling software is just like calculator. You give input and get output accordingly. But contract management, you need to know about contract laws, society of contract laws. You need to know the FIDIC. Okay. You have to have a very good understanding of FIDIC. And according to contract, you design your project schedule. So there is no relation between FIDIC and Microsoft Project or even Primavera P6. This is scheduling software, and contract is contract. When employer decided to outsource some of or entire project from contractor, he appointed a contractor and made a contract with them. So the condition or the clause which mentioned in contract as a party, both employer and contractor have to obey the contract condition. That's it. But to prepare a robust contract, if you have very good knowledge of FIDIC, you can make a good contract.
Yes, Mr. Feroz, I can see another question in the chat box from Maria. She's asking your opinion about Gantt Pro. Have you encountered Gantt Pro?
No. Just, but I want to say one point. Gantt chart, just see it. This is called Gantt chart. Gantt chart actually work schedule, but for successfully managing the project, you need 3 schedule. This is work schedule. Suppose you want to, you have planned to perform this work. You have to perform this work. Suppose you have to, you have planned to perform this work from 5 October to 11 October. This is work schedule, but can you perform this work if you don't get the resource timely?
No.
So 2 kind of resource: manpower resource, materials resource, machine resource, machine materials. So you have planned you doing this work by 10 labor. You need 1 machine, you need this amount of materials, but if you don't get materials on time, can you execute this schedule? Can you execute this plan?
No, it means all the 3 M's go hand in hand.
I can't understand what you say.
What I'm saying, the 3 M's you talked of, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
If one is not there, work cannot be executed.
Exactly. So to execute this schedule, you need to have resource schedule. You need to have resource deliver materials, especially human resource and materials delivery schedule, machine delivery schedule. So this day I need this resource. This day I need these materials. So from here you can get materials delivery and manpower availability schedule. So if your procurement department ensure you that I can deliver you the materials on according to this schedule. HR said, your HR human resource department, I can provide you this human resource according to your schedule. This is called resource delivery schedule. Okay, so unless resource delivery schedule, you cannot perform this work schedule. So Gantt chart only give you work schedule, but you also need resource schedule. Then third point, do you get materials if you don't have money in your hand? Do you get materials if you don't have money in your hand?
On credit.
Can't.
I'm sorry. Is it possible if you don't have money? Michael or
Ned,
Godfrey?
I think you talked about environmental enterprise factors.
No.
So
Environmental, no, not enterprise.
probably
Suppose you are,
okay.
your planning is I want to execute this work 5 to 11. The day 5 October to 11 October, I have planned, but if you don't get the resource, you cannot execute. We agree. But if you
Yes,
don't
you
have the
can't.
money, can you make this resource available?
You cannot.
Cannot. So we need cash flow requirement. We also need cash flow. Where is this is cash flow? This is cash flow. This week I need, this day I need this amount of money. This day I need this this week. Sorry, this is weekly. This week I require this amount of money. If your sponsor make this money available for that period, then procurement and HR department made their resource available for your work schedule. So actually for successful project management, you need three schedule. One is Gantt chart or work schedule. Second is materials delivery schedule and HR delivery, manpower delivery schedule. And third is cash flow. So if you didn't get support from finance department or procurement department, you cannot alone execute this Gantt chart. So I think Gantt chart Pro, you just see a Gantt chart, but this is not very useful for efficient project management. This is my understanding, and I think so you will be agree with me. Maria, do I make you clear?
Yes, I get it. Thank you.
Okay, lots of time, 2.5 hours. Any more question?
I think my last question
Sure.
is we normally have resources that are input in these softwares that are used for scheduling. So I wanted to know if it is possible to be able to have a procurement plan out of these resources.
Yes,
out
of
of
course.
this software.
Yes, definitely. If you put this is resource, you define the resource pool. This is resource pool, and this is resource assignment. Suppose just this is your activity list. You have to perform this activity to deliver the project. This is your activity list. This is your resource list. This resource will execute this perform this activity, but which resource perform what activity, or what activity is performed by which resource? Suppose activity 1 is performed by resource 1, activity 2 is performed by resource 2, activity 3 is performed by resource 3, resource 4. Okay, so this is called assignment when resource 1 and resource 4 perform activity 1. So resource 1 activity 1. This is called assignment. So from this assignment, you can get materials delivery schedule because you assign all resource, manpower, machine, materials, and from there you can get materials delivery resource. Then you share it with the procurement department that for executing my work schedule, I require these materials in this manner. Now it is your turn how you make it available to my site. So it is automatically you can extract it if you if you create resource loaded schedule. Clear, Michael?
Very clear. Thank you.
Okay. So Sarah, can we close this session? Sarah, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Firoz, thank you so much for that piece of work. And I think it has added value to us. Thank you very much. We shall, you really. Okay, do you have online resources for us to, for participants or students who would be interested in following up your work and or YouTube? Do you keep posting this material on YouTube?
Yes, you
Mr.
can.
Firoz?
Yes, I will share this recording to you, and you can post it in your YouTube channel. If you have any YouTube channel, you can post it there.
But, Mr. Firoz, do you have yours?
I have
your
yes.
YouTube.
I have also
Okay.
YouTube channel. I can also upload there. Okay, I will upload there and share the link in this WhatsApp group, so everyone can access. And what are I provide online training. So if you think you need to learn MS Project or Primavera, especially I encourage you to learn Primavera. You can. I am available to provide this training to you if you think so. You need to learn Primavera in meticulous details or greater details. And any sort of project management support, I have lots of books. Once upon a time, I give project management training. So sometimes we can share different topics or share my knowledge about project management. It can be done.
All right, Mr. Feroz, thank you so much. And I think we can now close this meeting today. We shall continue keeping in touch. Yes.
Sure. Okay, every participants, goodbye. And now I close this session, and I will share the record. I upload this record to YouTube and share it with you in this group later. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks again for inviting me. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thank you.